A few months ago, I interviewed Graeme Davis about Mythic Great Britain and Northern Ireland. It's a supplement that he's written for Vaesen that brings all the folklore from this game into the United Kingdom islands, because that is his passion. I've been longing to take a look at this book for a very long time, haven't been able to find an English version in Spain, but my friends gifted me this for my birthday in Spanish. So this is the Spanish version, which is meant to be identical to the British English one. Is this going to be worth the amount of money that you have to spend to get your hands on it? Welcome to the GMS Magazine RPG review videos. Mythic Great Britain and Northern Ireland looks absolutely as gorgeous as any other Vaesen game and book. The cover by the same artist, which I can never pronounce properly, Johan Egerkrans. I hope I'm not butchering your name. I'm sorry if I am. But it's beautiful. This going into this menhir, with this creature kind of pointing as in daring the protagonist of this painting to go inside this, wherever this is, because menhirs are not meant to be, and there's no cave in there anywhere. Where is it going? Absolutely love it. The back tells you exactly everything that you need to know about what this is going to be. It's going to tell you a little bit of information about England and what London is like at the time, what role the Vaesen have in that society, and a list of creatures that are part of the British folklore. It comes with a bookmark, and I like that quite a lot. The maps is just as beautiful as any other we have seen in any other books. The layout is exactly the same, and it comes with a little bit of text, flavor text, which I really like also. What do we have though? Let's take a look at the table of content, which is quite succinct, but very clear. So we get what the nation says, where we are within the history of the United Kingdom, what the rural life is like, London, what kind of characters player and non-player are like, what society is like in all its classist glory. And then we get a number of creatures, which are not few. And last but not least, we get 3 adventures to really enjoy ourselves. Plenty of illustrations, which is very nice, although I have to say, because it is something, Victorian times kind of thing that we are so familiar with, I don't feel that it actually needs that many illustrations for you to know where you are going to be. Everything else in here, everything that's being added is just for pure flavor. That is it. But I feel that these engraving paintings are very, very good and very fitting for what this game, this book has to offer. It takes plenty of space and time going through London because, at the end of the day, it was the biggest city at the time, it's the capital city of the kingdom, and everything seemed to be going in there, and there are plenty of opportunities. That doesn't mean that it is all this game covered, this book. I keep saying game, pardon me. This supplement is covering, because it is not. In fact, some of the adventures are actually outside the realms of London. They take you all the way to Wales and different places I will show you in just a minute. So we get a number of profiles, archetypes for NPCs, plenty of kind of famous characters, like Jack the Ripper, Arthur Conan Doyle, Henry Jekyll of Jekyll and Mr. Hyde fame. After all, why not mix them all? They're kind of Vaesen touched those people in some way or another. So we get a few more archetypes, classes like the sportsman, the artist, and the aristocrat that you can play with. Or would you want to play an aristocrat at the time? And then we get an awful lot of supernatural creatures, which is great. So the Banshee, screaming ghost with its secrets. Bogart, Dullahan. I hope I'm doing it. This is, by the way, a really terrifying creature. As in, when I was reading, it was like, holy cow, please, never, ever show me that. The gazetteer. So there are plenty of, the leprechaun. The leprechaun is here. Plenty of them. And we are going to find them in these adventures. So these are not just a given to you for inspiration and there you go, here, do with them with you. No. In fact, the first adventure is going to show us the Harridan, which is an absolutely horrific type of witch-like Vaesen. The second adventure will show us the Knockers, which actually, I don't know, I find them quite cute. They probably are a little bit uptight, but they're quite cute. And the third adventure is going to show us the Geistlich, which is the Gleister, which is like a really not mess with her kind of fairy. So yeah, one has to be careful with that. And then we go on to the adventures. The Olmeg, this takes us into, out there in Gloucestershire. Where's the map? Here we go. We're going to be in Gloucestershire. I don't know if these villages are actually real or not. I don't know if they don't exist anymore and they did. I have no idea. But they feel very, very, very realistic, which is very good. And this is going to take us and make us want to unravel what's going on with a number of murders, because a priest is asking you for help. Whether you go for it or not, that is up to you. Our second adventure, though, is going to take us all the way to Wales, Galles, again into a mine, where we're going to have to find out what's going on and what is provoking that the incidents in this mine are happening, and they are becoming more and more severe as time goes by. The third adventure will take us back to London, into Hampstead, and we're going to have to rescue a number of people from a very, very deadly creature. I have enjoyed reading this quite a lot. Although it doesn't take place, in Sweden, and it kind of loses a little bit of the identity of the Vaesen. That's the truth. But it still feels very Vaesen. It feels just as horrific in places, just as ingrained in mythology and folklore, and just as playable. It feels, well, British. And as somebody who's lived in Britain for nearly 20 years, 17 years I live there, it is very difficult for me to approach this in exactly the same way that I approach Vaesen, because they are different cultures. The differences are not huge, but they are there. So, for instance, I would play, characters in a more British way than I would do in the Vaesen game, because I am not as familiar with Vaesen, with Nordic culture. It just feels a little bit different. But if you want a slightly different flavor, different adventures, and if you want to know exactly how would you be able to bring the Vaesen kind of atmosphere into London, this game, this book does a very good job of mingling the two together and creating something that's Vaesen enough for you to feel Vaesen, but British enough for you to feel that this is something with identity, with its own identity. I have enjoyed the adventures immensely, my friends. also love them, and they were very keen to play in London because it's a culture that they are more familiar with, or so they thought. So this is highly recommended. Very well written, as you would expect from a veteran like Graeme Davis. The length is good enough at about 152 pages. You have all sorts of handouts and reference for everything in these adventures, and the whole thing looks amazing. So yeah, this is another must-have for any Vaesen fan, and I hope you enjoy it. If you have already read and played this, I would love to hear what you have to say, and if you haven't, I would love to hear what you have to say once you have. But until the next time, thank you once again for being there, and I will talk to you very, very soon. Take care. I interviewed Graeme Davis about Northern Ireland and Great Britain and Ireland, Mythic Lands. You know, this is the book, I don't exactly can remember the title in English. Now, this is going to take us all the way to Vaesen. Oh, no, I'm messing it up, aren't I? Sorry. A few months ago, I interviewed Graeme Davis, who wrote Great Britain and Northern Ireland Mythics. Oh, sorry, Mythic Great Britain and Northern Ireland. I always get that title wrong. I am sorry. For Vaesen, and I am going to start again. Mythic Great Britain and Northern Ireland.